Good afternoon. As Pastor Raleigh said, my name is Ryane Nickens. I am the founder and president of the TraRon Center, a group that was organized to help families affected by gun violence deal with their grief here in Washington, D.C. I'm a leader with the Washington Interfaith Network. I was born and raised in Southeast D.C. during the time that D.C. was considered the murder capital of the United States. I can remember vividly the night my Uncle David decided to walk from my grandmother's house to my aunt's house, a walk he had taken many times before. But this particular night, he was shot twice in his back and left to die on the streets of Southeast. My uncle left behind a 2-year-old daughter. December the 3rd, 1993, I was awakened by my sister's friend and told that an argument had escalated between my sister and our next door neighbor. Our next door neighbor took a gun, shot my sister, who was 8 months pregnant, shot my mother, my brother, and another sister, leaving my sister, 1-year-old daughter, motherless. 2.5 years after my family was attacked and my sister was killed, my brother was found in that same alleyway by a little boy on his way to school. And so, the murders of my loved ones were carried out by stolen guns that never belonged on the streets of Washington, D.C. in the first place. D.C. has some of the strictest gun laws in the country, so I wondered, where did the guns come from that killed my loved ones? Where did the guns come from that sent our family into a tailspin? A tailspin that we are still today trying to work through emotionally and mentally. The hardest part of losing a loved one to gun violence is that it comes out of nowhere. You feel like you've been dropped into the ocean, this big ocean of grief, and you're trying to find your way back to a peaceful time in your life when they were there. So there are no more birthdays. There are no more holidays. They're not there for milestones and accomplishments, not just in my life, but in the life of our family and our friends. This past May, I had the honor of graduating from the Howard University School of Journalism. But as I look back to look at my family, there were 3 people noticeably missing. 3 people that I loved and I wanted to be there. My brother, my sister, and my uncle. And so this past November, I started the TraRon Center to help families who've been affected by gun violence deal with their grief. Because so many times after they've been counted as a number, a murder victim, and we, the family, are left to deal with the results of not having them anymore. So this past year, in 2017, 116 families have been added to an exclusive club that none of us asked to be a part of, Families of Gun Violence. And so, I'm saying, in representing our group, that we won't just serve them with grief, but we will help them organize and build power for safer communities in Washington, D.C. and around our country. It is clear to me and to others that Congress will not act to make our neighborhoods safer. If that is the case, we need our citizens and our mayors to lead the way in this effort. Together we can stand up to the gun manufacturers who profit off our pain and our tragedy. I thank the mayors here today that are taking leadership and hope the District of Columbia is the next to sign on to this campaign. Thank you.